Hi, I'm Lisa. Here we are. 2 years ago, my husband James and I finally achieved our dream, buying the perfect house in the suburbs of Boston. It was everything we had ever wanted: 3 bedrooms, a gorgeous kitchen with granite countertops, and the cutest little breakfast nook overlooking a garden. We worked tirelessly for this place, saving every penny from my marketing agency job and James's engineering career. For the first few months, it felt like living in a fairy tale. We hosted Sunday dinners for James's family, his parents, Patricia and Robert, and his younger brother, Mike. Patricia always brought her famous apple pie. Robert told his endearingly bad dad jokes, and Mike, though perpetually late, redeemed himself by bringing an excellent bottle of wine. It was perfect. This house was made for family gatherings, Patricia would say as she helped me clear the dishes. You two picked such a wonderful home. But then Mike started dating Sarah. At first, Sarah seemed nice enough. She worked in real estate, always dressed impeccably, and laughed at all the right moments. But something about her didn't sit well with me. She had this odd habit of wandering around our house during dinners, running her fingers along the walls, peeking into closets, and asking questions that felt calculated. Everything changed at last month's Sunday dinner. Mike stood up and announced their engagement, and naturally, everyone was thrilled. Champagne was poured, toasts were made. But then Sarah, swirling her glass with a sly smile, said, "Now that we're going to be family, we should talk about family properties." The room went silent. James squeezed my hand under the table. "What do you mean, family properties?" I asked, trying to keep my voice even. Patricia jumped in quickly, her tone overly cheerful. "Oh, families help each other, especially young couples just starting out." Mike nodded, giving me a smile that sent a chill down my spine. "Exactly, Mom. James and Lisa are already established. They could easily find another place." I nearly choked on my drink. Another place. Sarah chimed in, inspecting her manicure as if this was the most casual conversation in the world. "This house would be perfect for us, especially with the nursery we're planning." James stiffened beside me. Robert suddenly became engrossed in his phone. The perfect family dinner crumbled into a series of awkward glances and forced throat clearing. Looking back, I should have seen it coming. The way Sarah had been mentally measuring our rooms, how Patricia kept dropping hints about family obligations in recent weeks. But nothing could have prepared me for what happened next. And trust me, you'll want to hear every detail of how this entitled disaster unfolded. The very next morning, the text messages began. Mike sent me a novel-length message about doing the right thing for family and how Sarah had already started planning renovations. Over coffee that afternoon, I showed the messages to my sister Amy. "Are they serious?" Amy asked, nearly spitting out her latte. "They want your house as a wedding gift? That's insane." I nodded and scrolled to show her more. It gets better. Patricia's been sending me daily essays about family duty and how James and I are more established, so we should help the young couple. "You're only 3 years older than Mike," Amy said, incredulous. "Exactly," I sighed. And that was just the beginning of the storm. Here's how it all went down. I hadn't wanted to go to yesterday's family dinner, but James insisted. "We can't let them drive us away," he said. Big mistake. The moment we walked in, Sarah launched into a monologue about paint samples for her future living room. "Actually," I said, cutting her off, "we're about to repaint our living room ourselves. Navy blue." Patricia's fork clattered against her plate. "But Sarah hates dark colors. You should really consult her before making any changes to the house." That's when I discreetly started recording on my phone. My best friend Carol, who happens to be a lawyer, had advised me to document everything. Smart move. "Mom," James said firmly, "it's our house. We're not consulting anyone about changes." Mike's face turned red. "Come on, bro. You know Sarah, and I need this. We can't afford anything in this neighborhood on our own." "Not our problem," I replied flatly. Sarah burst into tears. "You're ruining everything. We already told everyone at our engagement party that we'd be moving into this house." The room erupted. Patricia wailed about ungrateful children. Mike slammed his fist on the table, making the glasses jump. Sarah kept crying, crocodile tears, obviously. Robert stared silently at his plate, avoiding eye contact with anyone. "This is what's going to happen," Mike growled, leaning across the table. "You're going to sign over this house as our wedding gift, or you'll regret it." Family can make life very difficult. Things got ugly fast. Sarah took to Facebook, posting daily sob stories about selfish family members destroying her and Mike's dreams. She never named us directly, but everyone knew. The comments were brutal. Mutual friends took sides, distant relatives offered unsolicited opinions, and Patricia gleefully shared every post, adding her own commentary about heartless children. Then James's cousin Thomas reached out, a real estate agent who'd worked with Sarah before. He dropped a bombshell. "You won't believe what I found," he said. Sarah was fired from her agency last year for trying to manipulate elderly clients into selling below market value to her private investors. Private investors? James asked. Shell companies Mike created, Thomas explained. He's got 3 failed businesses under different names, massive debt, and 2 pending lawsuits from angry investors. They're not after your house because they love it. They're desperate for assets. Everything clicked. The rushed engagement, the constant pressure, Sarah's fixation on our property value. They needed something to sell or use as leverage for their mounting debts. Meanwhile, Patricia's antics escalated. She started showing up at my office unannounced, crying in the lobby about her poor baby boy who just needed a chance. When security escorted her out, she screamed that I was destroying the family. One of my clients, witnessing the spectacle, suggested a restraining order. Carol sent them a formal cease and desist email, warning that further harassment would have consequences. Their response? Mike created a YouTube video titled How My Brother's Wife Tore Our Family Apart. It spread quickly in our local community, and my phone blew up with messages from church members, old classmates, and even my daughter's dance teacher, all asking what was going on. Amy, my sister, helped me organize everything: screenshots, recordings, witness statements. "They're digging their own grave," she said as she sorted evidence into neat folders. "Keep letting them talk." The family split into clear camps. Robert, finally breaking his silence, called James privately. "I can't support what they're doing," he admitted. "I found credit card statements. Mike's in deeper trouble than anyone knows." Thomas dug even deeper into Mike's finances. He's been borrowing from everyone, family, friends, even sketchy online lenders. Sarah's been helping him hide it all. But they're about to crash hard. Through it all, I stayed quiet, carefully documenting every threat, every lie, every manipulative attempt. Let them think they were wearing us down. Let them get bolder. Because while they were busy trying to destroy our reputation, they had no idea Thomas and Carol were building an airtight case against them. And then the reckoning came. Thomas submitted his findings to the state licensing board. Within hours, Sarah's real estate license was suspended, pending investigation into her illegal property schemes. Her perfect social media facade crumbled as former clients came forward, sharing their horror stories. Sarah left a furious voicemail. "I can't believe you ruined my career. This is all your fault." But it wasn't my fault. It was theirs. Sometimes the best revenge is letting people's true nature come to light. Revenge isn't about getting even. It's about holding up a mirror and letting karma do the rest. The dominoes were just starting to fall. Carol filed our harassment case, presenting a flawless package of evidence: recordings, screenshots, witness statements, YouTube videos, social media posts, and even Patricia's meltdown at my office. Everything was documented in meticulous, chronological detail. Then came the next wave. Mike's former business partners stepped forward with proof of his fraudulent schemes. Those shell companies, not just failing, illegal. The police got involved, and suddenly Sarah's designer bags started appearing on resale sites. She was clearly trying to distance herself from the chaos. I had no idea about his debts. Sarah wailed in a tearful new video, her engagement ring conspicuously missing. He lied to everyone. Patricia scrambled to do damage control, but her attempts to paint it all as a misunderstanding fell flat against the mountain of evidence. Mike's response? He showed up at our house one night, drunk and raging about how we ruined everything. Our security cameras captured it all, and the restraining order came through the next day. As for Sarah, she moved back to her parents' house in Ohio. "Don't contact me again," she texted Mike. "My lawyer will handle everything." The final blow came when it was revealed that the online lenders Mike had borrowed from weren't exactly legal. The FBI got involved, and watching him do the perp walk on local news felt surreal. Patricia sold her prized country club membership to help cover Mike's mounting legal fees. The same people who had called us heartless were now avoiding her in a grocery store. Funny how fast social circles shrink when scandal hits. As for us, our house finally feels like home again, free of their toxic energy. We still host Sunday dinners, but now with people who actually care about us. Amy, Carol, Thomas, and even Robert, who's slowly rebuilding his relationship with James without Patricia's interference. Mike's facing serious charges. Patricia's in therapy. Sarah's starting over in Ohio. And us? We just repainted the living room navy blue. Sometimes standing your ground means watching others fall on theirs. Our house isn't just walls and windows. It's a symbol of everything we worked for, everything we protected. And now finally, it's at peace. Like I said, karma doesn't need your help. It just needs an audience. So what would you have done if your brother-in-law declared your house a family obligation? Would you have exposed his schemes immediately or collected evidence quietly? Like we did. Share your thoughts in the comments. Some people say family should always come first, but where do you draw the line between supporting loved ones and enabling toxic behavior? Was I too harsh or not harsh enough? If you enjoyed this journey of justice served, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories about standing up to entitled family members. Every like helps more people find these stories and maybe even gives them the courage to stand up for themselves too. This story has come to an end, but your thoughts could help someone going through something similar right now. What red flags did you notice early in the story that I might have missed?